MySQL database. So what is this JDBC all about? Any Java program which needs to be connected to any backend database, we need to have JDBC connection established. So what I'm going to show you is, very interestingly, I don't want to only show you Jmeter request alone. I want to show you how MySQL works, very initial information, the basic level of information, and also I will show you how you can make a request from Jmeter to MySQL. Okay, ready? So now I'll show you the screen where MySQL is already downloaded and installed. So this is the MySQL workbench screen. I'll also show you where you can download MySQL and the link as well, so that you can, for your practice purpose, you can download MySQL from the site. It is free, and you can download it and you can create the schema. Under the schema you can create table. Please look at carefully watch this schema name, Jmeter testing, which I have created already. You need to go to database and then create schema. Under the schema I have created one table. Under the table, one table is created. The table has two fields. One is ID employee, another one is employee name. I already have values here. Let me run a query and show you what are the current values it display now. So under ID employee we have 90 and 91, just two values. Please remember, this is for the testing purpose, how a Jmeter make a request to the backend database, that is MySQL in our case. So we do have two fields, ID employee and ID employee name. ID employee has the value of 90 and 91, and employee name has the value of demo and J. Got it? So you can also upload it, you can also update it, upload multiple data using insert statement. So this is what the prerequisite for Jmeter to kickstart JDBC request. So MySQL part is done. You have already created schema as well as table, and also you filled up with some sample values. Now I'm going to open Jmeter. Okay, and then is that one only one is enough? Yes, this is not only one enough. What you need to also do is, you need to have, as I told you, you need to have MySQL downloader already and install in your system. If at all you don't have any dedicated server available, you can install in your own machine and then you can use it. 1 second, let me share my desktop. Excuse me guys. Yeah, let me share my desktop where you can see all the downloadable location. See here, MySQL can be downloaded in this location, dev.mysql.com, as well as you need to have one more prerequisite. This is the prerequisite number 1. You need to have MySQL ready. If at all MySQL is deployed in one of the dedicated server, you need to have server location as well. That I will discuss with you as part of the configuration. Now, to start, to have a request, JDBC request, you need to have a MySQL connector. The MySQL connector can be downloaded from this location, that is wiki.apache.org, Jmeter and MySQL. So this jar file can be downloaded from the location which is mentioned here. Also that jar file should be copied into lib directory under Jmeter. So if you open Jmeter directory, wherever you have Jmeter, you will have bin directory, lib directory, and some other directory as well. Under the lib directory, lib is nothing but library directory. Under the library directory, you should have jar file present. So you just download it and copy into the lib directory. You all set ma. So having MySQL is, the database is ready along with the table, and having this jar file in the lib directory, that will make you to start comfortably to kickstart JDBC request in Jmeter. So once these two prerequisite is done, let us open Jmeter. See guys, I already have Jmeter opened along with some of the requests. So let me show you something else here. Okay, so I know you already have some basic knowledge about Jmeter. Anyhow, I'll talk about some of the information. Once you open Jmeter, you have test plan and workbench. We are not going to touch anything from workbench. we'll be using test plan. Under the test plan, I have created one thread group. Under the thread group, I have created one config element, that is JDBC configuration, connection configuration. How I created? Just right click on the thread group, click on add, and go to config element where you can find JDBC connection configurations. Once I click on the JDBC connection configuration, I got this. Okay, please make sure you create a variable name. This is important because the same variable we are going to use it in JDBC request also. That I will show you now. For now, just understand we need to give any variable name which is more meaningful. If it is more meaningful, it's good. So now, very important point to note down this: where do I get all the database details, like database connection configuration? Please refer Apache, the Jmeter official website, where you will have a lot of information. In our case, the Jmeter configuration that I follow like this: MySQL, whatever the MySQL software which is installed in my local host. So that is where I am referring it. This is the location where MySQL database is installed. That is how it goes. Like JDBC MySQL, I installed in local host. Why I am stressing more on this, guys? Please understand, you may not all the time install MySQL in your local host, because this is for the practice purpose. You normally have your MySQL installed in your server location, correct? So what you need to do, you need to talk to your DBA team and get the IP address of the MySQL. So once you have IP address, you can very well use the IP address here and the port number. It's a by default port number. That is where your MySQL is listened. Okay. So this is how it is. So this is the location of the MySQL, along with, do you remember what I'm talking here? Jmeter testing. What is that? That is schema which I have already created under MySQL, right? So what I give here under database URL is where MySQL is installed along with the schema. Okay, that is what we need to fill the first column. The second field, JDBC driver class. This class, you don't need to really worry about where you need to pick it up. If you go to Apache official website for Jmeter, where you will have driver class for MySQL, SQL Server, and Oracle, for other database too. So I picked up the driver class for JDBC driver. Okay, class for this MySQL driver class. So which I got it from the Apache website. And username, password. Please remember, when you install MySQL, always the username is root and the password is the one we normally change it. So I gave the password, the valid password here. So once it is all done, you are set to go with database connection configuration. So let me repeat it one more time. We need to set the variable name and database URL where your database is available. If it is localhost, give localhost. Localhost is nothing but your local machine. And this is the port number along with the schema name. The second point to be noted is the driver class. This driver class can be picked up from the Apache website. Then the third point is the password. This is given by you while you are installing MySQL, or if it is deployed by your server team, you need to get the password as well. Make sense, guys? So pretty simple, right? Okay. The next point what we need to note down is, yes, my connection configuration is done. This connection configuration helped me to establish the connection between JDBC, through JDBC from Jmeter to MySQL. So the connection configuration is must before even you create request. So under the request, please understand, you remember I was telling you create a variable name in JDBC connection configuration. Here I created as Jmeter test, and here too the same variable name should be given. Okay. Now I just chose a very simple statement. Under query type of select, we have to select very carefully here. You need to have select statement because I'm running select statement here. Please understand. So I'm clicking on select statement, and then I'm just keying in the select statement. I already keyed in here. So yes. Okay, I already keyed in the select statement, and I already have the connection configuration in place. You all know what is view results tree. View results tree helped me to get the results, including the request and response. So I'm expecting my field and its values here. So I'm setting the select star from schema name along with the table name. In the tree view, I'm going to get the field name along with the value. So that is all about select statement, correct? And then next is view results table. It will give you the response time for each JDBC request. And the final one is, I have created one more JDBC request. Guys, please understand, earlier JDBC request was for select statement. This JDBC request is for update. So I can do update also. Very interesting, right? So we can do select statement, update statement, and other statements also can be fired from Jmeter, and it uses JDBC connectivity and get into MySQL to pull the information or update into MySQL. Very interesting, right? For example, if you have a lengthy SQLs which has more bind variable are nothing but a conditional variables in any of the SQLs. So bind variable means you may need to, you have already multiple options, always have multiple options to pass different values also if at all you want to pass it. This is very simple, a basic session where it will initiate the thought about how JDBC request can go to MySQL. So first request is select request, the second one is update request. So please make sure the query type is changed as update. Guys, one more thing, please note down here, variable name, the same variable name I can pass it. Whatever I'm passing through JDBC connection configuration, the same should be passed, because wherever the query I initiate, that query uses this variable name, so that this variable name in turns will use that connection configuration. Okay, so we all set now. So we are going to kickstart. Ready? Okay. Now see, both of them success. This is select statement. The response is yes, 90. The employee ID name and the demo is the employee name. And next is, see the request. I'm updating them and response data. Okay, guys. So this is how it is. If you also can try with one select statement and update, or you can update it and have select statement later, so that you will see whether the update is successful. Okay, and hope you enjoy my session. And if you want to reach me, you can, if you want to reach me and give feedback, you can probably make a comment here. We'll discuss more in the coming sessions. Thank you.